Hello, I'm currently sitting on the floor of my boyfriend's shower because my Adobe subscription ended. To be honest, I don't think I'm the best at talking. I talk a lot, but I have the habit of getting overly excited in conversing with somebody, so I tend to stutter or slip up my words. So I hope this video is easy to comprehend and understand. Not like I'm talking about anything crazy or anything. Oh my god, this microphone is pissing me off. I graduated in May and today is like August 3rd or 4th. And I thought I found a loophole of keeping my Adobe subscription because my subscription was supposed to end at the end of June, but I was in Malaysia and I left my computer at home. So when I got back, I found that it was still open and usable, at least for Adobe, for InDesign and Photoshop, because I had the tabs open and I thought I was this genius person. And I guess I haven't used InDesign and Photoshop in a week or two. So when I opened it today to re-edit my resume for the 500th time, 500th time, yes, it said my subscription ended. And then I went in a little spiral where I was sitting in bed and I was like, should I pay $35 monthly even though I can't afford that? Kind of in this weird stage of life that a lot of people experience with post grad or just after any schooling system, where if you don't have a job right away, you're kind of lost and just finding a way to get by. I've worked in the service industry for almost 6 years now, and I told myself I don't want to work in the food industry anymore, as it's not just mentally demanding but also physically demanding. And I would come home so tired that the next day I don't have any will to do anything besides rotting. And I guess after a while maybe I can make it work, but I wanted to push myself and not work in the food industry as a service, as like a server or front of the house worker for a bit. I wanted to push myself to get a job outside of that because I'm afraid that I'm going to fall into the hands of that again. Um, Funny enough, one of the restaurants that I worked last at, my boyfriend's family really, really liked that place. Even before I met them, they really liked that restaurant. And his dad is coming to visit this weekend and they wanted to eat there. And they were like, Renee, can you use your connections to get us a job, a reservation there, because we're a group of 8. And I'm like, I don't think I left on the best terms there because they ghosted me when I messaged them after I graduated saying my final project was inspired by my time there. Both managers left me on red. And I was like, I don't really feel comfortable or confident even to just be like, hey, can I make a reservation for a group of 8? So last minute as well. And speaking of working in the service industry, I always have the conversation with my friends that if I was to ever have children, I would hope that they work in some form of service job for at least a year of their lives, because I do and still believe that working in that type of atmosphere teach you some skills that no other job can. Skills that are not just applicable for other jobs, but also just daily life. But I also think it has hindered my confidence and my ability to enjoy life. For instance, not only have I worked in the food industry in front of the house, I've also worked in retail and plenty of other jobs. I've done coaching for sports and whatnot. But recently, I realized that it has affected my ability to enjoy things because I'm afraid of making other people's lives harder. For instance, I met up with a friend recently who actually kind of inspired me to make this talking video because she was saying how if I like to talk and I like to think and whatnot, I should make these type of talking videos, and how like she showed me examples of some of her friends who've done it, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm the type of person to do that, because what good do I have to share with the world? Um, just me being so unconfident in myself. And she was telling me how one of her favorite things to do with her friends and maybe by herself is to go to nice clothing stores and try on things and take photos in the fitting rooms, because nowadays a lot of fitting rooms are um, designed to be more welcoming and more aesthetically pleasing. And when she told me this, I was like, oh, people do that. That's right. But for me, I've gotten in my head where if I'm going into a store and I'm not planning to buy something, and if I'm not trying things on for the mean of like the intent of purchasing them, I feel like a burden to those workers. And I haven't even done this. It's just the idea of going to a clothing store to just try on clothes to see if I like it or not, and then if I don't buy them, then that's okay. I That idea was like it was like scary to me, because it does sound so fun, because I do want to take more pictures. I do want to be able to try on new clothes to see if I actually like them or want them in my life, and if I don't, then I don't. But the idea was so scary to me, because I'm like, that sounds like how annoying that must be for the worker, right? But that's their job, and it's not like I'm creating such an inconvenience where I'm trying every single thing in the store, or I'm doing something where it's gonna cost them to do even more work than like somebody else doing the exact same thing, you know what I mean? And so I was like, wow, I'm such a bummer. um yeah, that wasn't fun to realize about myself. Nevertheless, we move on. I didn't realize how unconfident I became of a person until recently. I've always knew that I cared for people's opinions about me. Like, I care how people perceive me. Like, for instance, when at my last job, when I started working, I wanted to have a better balance of work life and personal life. So I didn't really show much personality. I was a bit more quieter. I did my job really well. Like, I got praised a lot, and but I never really engaged in any activities with my fellow coworkers. Like, they would invite me out, or they would be like, "There's a work thing," and usually I would always go to work outings because it means free food most of the time. And so with this job, I didn't. And I remember one of the managers telling me how she thought that I was like a lot more on the shyer side, like how I didn't like to talk about emotions, how um I forgot what the specific circumstances were. I think she was just trying to tell me something, and she goes, "I know you don't like the touchy feeling emotion stuff." And I remember thinking, whoa, I've never had anyone perceive me that way, because everybody else who knows me knows that I am very, very full of energy. I'm very emotional. I'm usually jumping around and whatnot. And I was like, whoa, for the first time in my life, someone doesn't see me that way. And I didn't know how to feel about that. I'm sorry if this is kind of all over the place. I didn't really have a plan in mind when I started talking, or when I sat down on this floor and started filming myself. I don't know, I just feel like I wanted to get my thoughts out, as these days I don't really have the energy to journal. Even though I really do enjoy journaling, I do love the action of just going like ham on a page with my favorite blue pen and just like writing nonstop until my brain is like empty. But these days I feel like all over the place with my wants, my needs, and my thoughts. And so I felt unable to even just write on the page. So I'm a bit sorry for that. Even right now, I feel like it's hard to talk. And I think it's also because right now I'm in a very frugal state in my life, and as well as I don't see my friends that much because I'm no longer in the setting where I can see them. School was nice because we had the open studio space where I saw the same people every day. And if anybody had a reason to go to school, it was so like if I needed to find a reason for my friend to come see me, it was so easy. I would just be like, come visit me, come see me, like let's do work together. And right now I don't have that. And also a lot of my friends ended up leaving after graduation. They didn't see a purpose to stay in the States. They were like, I want to find work other places, or they're like pursuing masters. So these days I don't really have a reason to see my friends. But also I am unemployed for the first time in so many years. I'm unemployed, and it's so hard for me to leave the house because I know the moment I step out, it's like $5 is gone, 10, 20, whatever. And so I feel a bit scared and kind of like shut out from the world. So yeah, I want to find more ways to hang out with people without spending money, but it is a bit hard where the activities that I usually do with my friends is go out to eat, go out to drink, come over, I'll cook you a meal, but that also requires me to spend money. And now my friends don't live as close to me, so I once again hate to be a burden where I'm like, can you come over, come visit me? And I've never been to most of my friends' places because I've always been like, come over, like I'll host, I'll take care of you. And so I don't even know how to be like, can I come over? Because especially if I've never been over and they have their own lives, they have their jobs to take care of, they have their own roommates, like I don't know. I really don't know what to do with myself these days. I recently started trying to make content, but then I got lost in the idea of why am I making this content? Is it because I want to fill up my time? Is it because I like doing this? Is it because I want this to end up being a job one day? And I was like, I don't really want this to be my job. I realized that I've known that for years where I don't like making content if it's not because I enjoy it. Like I don't enjoy like taking short videos of things. I don't enjoy like editing, to be honest. Unless I last night I was talking to my partner because I was like, I hate making short form content. And I was like, I used to enjoy it. Why did I enjoy it when I was like in my last year of high school / freshman year of college? Why did I enjoy that so much? And it was because I was just wanted to share my feelings and my ideas and stuff. It wasn't because like for any monetary reasons. Like I had a TikTok account that blew up. Like I peaked at age 18 on social media, and I was making like little get ready with me. I was making vlogs. I was making like outfit videos, and um and I really enjoyed it. But then when the moment where people were like reaching out saying like, can you make like an unboxing video for this, or like we're gonna send you some free stuff, can you make a video about it? And I hated it, and it felt so wasteful too because I was receiving things that I didn't want to receive. At first it was fun because I was like, oh, free stuff, and who doesn't love free stuff? But I was like, what am I gonna do with this? I received a little blind box. I received like press-on nails, and I didn't even wear press-on nails because I was working as a server. I can't wear press-on nails when I'm serving people because they'll pop off. Hi, sorry to jump in. I'm like editing the video and I got to the part where I'm talking about receiving free things when you're doing social media or just like whatever. And I wanted to add to the fact that like receiving these PR or just like whatever is so wasteful. That's like one of the reasons why I didn't like it. Like I am a materialistic person, I can admit that, but at a certain point I think I was just like bombarded with like I wasn't getting that much free things, but they were just sitting in my room and they were just taking up space, and I was like, this is so stupid. And then my ex roommate has a day job, but she's also an influencer on the side, and the amount of packages she received is crazy. Like the amount of boxes that we used to have in the apartment was insane. And then like I'm not saying all of this to be like shady or like whatever, because it's not just her. This is probably how most influencers or more like most people are living, because she'll get PR that she doesn't even really use on a daily basis, and like once you're on a PR list, they'll just keep sending you new things. I need to take a break. I think maybe when if you're like a mom or you're somebody who this is in your means of life, like this is stuff that you wouldn't usually spend on, that's nice, but it just becomes so wasteful. And I think I also have this like these negative feelings towards it, because as a designer, you learn about, I think I end up talking about this, where you end up learning about how like things, when you learn how things are made and you learn the ways of manufacturing, and then how those product, like the specific materials, like in school I had to learn of how wood was harvested. I had to learn how people make like plastic and like all that jazz, and it just becomes so incredibly wasteful. And I just like and it really gets to the point of like, then why are we doing this? Are we receiving free things that one day we're gonna have an abundance of that we don't need, and you're just gonna have piles and piles of useless stuff in your home? Or are you like, I don't know. I guess the whole question I'm having right now is just like, why am I doing things right now? Am I applying to jobs because I want to work in this industry? But then I started applying for jobs that are not even related to my industry. Like I started applying to sales job because I was like, I still need money. I still need to live. And I can't just rely on my savings. And so now I'm just like, what am I doing with myself? I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting on a long tangent, because this video is now like that I'm recording on my MacBook. It's now almost 4 minutes long. It's going to be more than 4 minutes. So I'm not going to make my video like over 20 minutes long. But I don't know. This is a lot more louder and passionate than I was speaking in the fucking bathroom. But I don't know. I don't know. And they're so damaging. So I was like, I'm gonna stop, and I stopped. And then I tried to pick it up again, and I'm like, I'm getting so stressed out. I'm not enjoying this. And I tried for like a month, and I'm like, this isn't for me. But I enjoyed making long form content because it was just purely for the fact that I was sharing. And also with short form content, I hate that it has to be quick and snappy. I'm not a quick and snappy person. Maybe in some circumstances I am, but not in like a creative type of way. I like things to have meaning. I like things to have a purpose. That's how I am with design. Like at first I was like, oh, I wanted to make things because I wanted to make it. And then as I spent more time in the studio, as I spent more time with these materials, I was like, I can't be just making things willy nilly for the sake of it. They need to have meaning. If it's a creative meaning, if it's like a conceptual meaning, then it needs to have research. If it's a purposeful item where it has, like, it helps somebody, then that also needs research, that needs time. How does the material play in this? Like, I kind of really miss school. I actually have a proper mic somewhere. I bought it for, at the end of the year, we were holding an exhibition and we were making like social media stuff to promote our exhibition, and I bought like the microphone stuff, but I don't know where I put it. So I'm using this, and I kind of have a hand cramp, to be honest. Oh, I should have been recording in this lighting this entire time. What the fuck? Maybe I'll start making more talking videos. It has been nice to kind of get this out there. And I think I need to reach out to people more and just explicitly say, hey, I am broke out of my mind. Let's do something where we can at least just meet up at a park and chat. Actually, I have one last order of items coming in, which is a sports bra, because I have been very cooped up, and usually my like form of movement was going to school and lifting very heavy items and constantly moving around, and I miss that so much. So my last purchases is a sports bra, and a jump rope so I can start jump roping. Yeah. Anyways, I think I want to end it here because I really don't know what to talk about. I feel like this is a good point to end as I am right now full of empty of thoughts, which is good. I feel like I haven't felt this way in a long time. So if you're end up listening to this probably 15 to 20-minute long video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think I'm going to start posting more vlogs and a mix of this. I don't really know what to do. I keep saying things. I actually don't think my last purchase is going to be a sports bra. I think unfortunately I'm going to purchase Adobe because right now they have a discount promotion, so it's actually should be more than the $35, but it's right now $35. I'm going to do it, apply to some more jobs, progress with my day, and yeah, and edit this video because I did stutter quite a bit. Anyways, thank you.